Hey guys, it's Baseplay12 or Mitch as you guys know me. Today's video, it's going to be about the Mist Trail in Yosemite. Today I'm going to give you 5 tips of hiking the trail in any season, but especially in this COVID season. So if you want to hear that, stay with me. And after watching this video, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right there. Come on, I know you can do it. Okay guys, so I love Yosemite National Park. It's just been my favorite park to go to since I was a kid. My friends think I'm crazy for liking Yosemite over Yellowstone, but it's just a matter of what your preference is, and I just love Yosemite. So in this video today, I'm going to give you 5 tips of navigating the Mist Trail, one of Yosemite's iconic trails. And basically just to give you tips on just having a pleasant day instead of having a bad one. And I'm also going to talk about, what COVID has done to the trail as far as openings and closures of things. And then, just showing you some information that you would need to know before you go. Okay, let me show you a map of hiking the Mist Trail in the summer of 2020. The distances that you see right here have already been accounted for if you're parking in Curry Village. So it is 1.5 miles round trip if you park in Curry Village. That's added on to the distance of your hike. So all of these distances have that 1.5 added in if you're parking in Curry Village. Hopefully you can park in the trailhead parking here, which is the Yosemite Valley parking. Let me show you a picture of that. Usually the shuttle would take you all the way here to the Happy Isles Bridge, or there's a stop right before the bridge. But because of COVID, the shuttle has, they are not running the shuttle. So you're either going to have to park here in the Yosemite Valley or Curry Village. So if you're going to the footbridge, it is 4 miles round trip. The top of Vernal Falls, 6.4, and the top of Nevada Fall, 8.5. So there are your distances and where you would look to park. Okay, COVID update. Because of COVID, you cannot descend the Mist Trail steps from 9 a.m. in the morning till 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So it's just, I guess it's one of those things where they just don't want people in that tight area of the stairs. So an option would be, they say, to go up an additional 500 feet to Clark Point and then return through the John Muir Trail. Either that or come down the stairs after 4. So whatever way you can do that, that's a new update. Tip number 1 is we're going to start with your shoes. Definitely don't bust out your brand new shoes for this hike. Bust out shoes that have already been broken in, shoes that have, just a lot of wear on it already, because your feet are going to definitely tell you what's going on this hike, going up and coming down. Going up, it's just blisters are going to form if you have brand new shoes. When you're coming down, we've just noticed that your feet are pushing into the front of your shoes. So you definitely don't want to have tight shoes. You just want to have very comfortable shoes that you've already done a lot of walking in. Tip number 2 is definitely try to, as best you can. Now I know you can't be, in beast mode and like 5 months in advance have this already prepared, unless you're like that. But if you're like average folks where you just want to take the hike and not necessarily, go beast mode and train for it, be in the best shape that you can, because the mileage on these, destinations are, in miles, but when you're going uphill, 2 miles can seem like 4 miles. So you're just going to have your body prepared as best you can. Maybe do some walking around your house, maybe try to go up inclines, because the Mist Trail is basically mostly incline, to just get your body used to going uphill and, going as much distance as you can, each day. Maybe try to go a little farther So when you hit up the mist trail, 2 miles won't seem as daunting as it would be if you're just watching TV every day. Tip number 3 is be ready to take as many breaks or rest stops as you can. So here I am on one of my many rest stops, and it might be wise just to let your group know, your family know, hey, I'm going to take some stops just so that they're aware. And it's just one of those things where you have to understand it's a marathon, not a sprint. So it's one of those things where you just have to pace yourself, give yourself some grace. It's not one of those things where you're trying to impress anybody. It's just you're trying to enjoy your day. And, just let your group, let your family know, hey, I just want to enjoy this, and I'm going to take some stops. I'll catch up with you. I mean, you don't want to get lost or separated from your group. But it's just one of those things where you just need to let your group know, hey, I'm going to probably take some stops just so that, there's an understanding, and, you're going to do what you have to do, and you just want to make it pleasant for yourself. So again, step number 3, just feel free to take the rest stops. Take some time to just enjoy the scenery, take pictures, and then when you're ready, get back going. It might be a nice way to also get a water break too. So number 3, just feel free to take rests when you need it. But as you take breaks, take some time to enjoy the scenery. Tip number 4 is bring enough water. And I don't care if it's winter or summer, just have as much water as you can. And let me go ahead and throw some math at you here. It is recommended that you have at least a half a liter, which would be 1 water bottle for every half an hour that you would spend on this trail. So, let's say you are going to the footbridge, 2 water bottles would be enough water that would keep your body well hydrated. You just don't want to go, hey, let's do this mist trail and have nothing, because you will, lose water, you will sweat, and it's just one of those good ideas to always have water when you're going on this hike. And tip number 5 is kind of a combination tip. Know your destination. I mean, you obviously will listen to your body over your mind when you have a goal like, I want to make it to the top of Nevada Fall, but if your body is screaming stop at the footbridge, I would listen to my body. But, before you go, kind of have an idea in your mind like, yeah, you know what, the footbridge is fine, we can see Vernal Fall. No, I want to get closer, I want to feel the mist of the waterfall, then, try to go a little farther. But it's always good to know your destination, and if you do have your destination in mind, then the second part of this tip would be to get an early start if you can. I know schedules are weird, and getting to the park, you might depend on how far away from the park you are, but you're going to have to, especially in the summertime, a lot of it is just direct sunlight. There's not a whole lot of shade on this trail, so you're just going to have to keep in mind when you start, and you just don't want to necessarily start right in the middle of the day when it's the hottest. Start as early as you can, so that way you're doing a lot of the hiking when the temperature is cool. Do you recommend that we start later then? You have to keep in mind of the darkness. The mist trail, certain parts of it are in a valley here between the rocks, so if the sun goes down, you're going to lose a lot of that light. So having a flashlight would be ideal, especially in the winter months, because you're just going to lose a lot of that sunlight if you go later in the day. So our family stopped at the Vernal Fall footbridge. It was one of those things where we got a late start. It was getting hot. We hadn't eaten lunch yet, so we made it our goal just to get to the footbridge. enjoy being able to see vernal fall, and then just turn around, because we also wanted to enjoy the rest of the park. So that's what I mean by you have to kind of just know what you want to schedule in your day to know how far in the mist trail you want to get. Okay guys, so if you do the mist trail, please just enjoy it. It's a super strenuous hike, but it's also super packed with waterfalls and just scenery, and that's the reason why you go to Yosemite, right? So I guess my last unofficial tip would be, don't just do the trail, but don't, you want to stop and enjoy it. You don't want to get through the hike and go, wow, I did it. I didn't really see much. Have in mind that you're on this trail to enjoy Yosemite, so take all of it in as you can. Okay guys, so if you do go, enjoy it. I'm jealous because I've already gone, and if you haven't, I want to go back. But anyway, enjoy Yosemite guys. Thank you for sticking with me on these tips. Enjoy the park. I am Baseplate 12. I'll see you in my next video. Gonna get